Good morning. So today is Friday, June 28th. And this is going to be kind of a random video about the divine masculine energy. I have a distinct impression that there's something wonky going on with the divine masculine energy. And as we know, both male and female contain that. And I'm seeing it coming out in myself over the last weekend. I'm seeing it come out in some of my friends. I'm seeing it with a lot of the calls that I am receiving from various people. So today I am just going to kind of do I am going to do cards, but I'm going to tell you some stuff about how I came to this conclusion. So it all kind of started last weekend when I had kind of an off weekend, and frankly, Monday was a very off day. I planned on doing readings and I just could not get my shit together, and it suddenly felt like the universe was taking away all of the stuff that I kind of was like, could put some faith in. I had lost some interest in different things, and I thought I was moving forward with that, and it kind of freaked me out. It was like, God, man, just when I think that I can move forward, and it feels like the universe is going, nope, we're going this other way. So literally, I went to bed crying Monday night because I just was kind of beside myself with frustration. I don't even know whatever word you want to put on it. But as I am laying there crying, I hear the word ego death, and I was like, ego death, and that very much resonated with me. And so what I kind of came to the conclusion is that might be what's going on with the masculine energy, because the ego is something that the divine is trying to tame on the masculine energy. So I want to read a couple of things about masculine energy. And again, like I said, this is in both us females and the males, but for whatever reason, it's the divine masculine energy right now that is being put to a test and trying to be tamed, maybe is the word I want to say. So this would be the unbalanced masculine. Destroys everything in his or her path, again, because it's in both of us, male and female. Ruthless, does not think of anyone but himself. The end justifies the means. Forceful, brutal, barbaric, selfish, egoistic. Sees himself or herself as separate. Arrogant, disconnected from the head up. Weak, cruel, disconnected from emotions. Easily threatened. Cowardly, deceitful, stubborn, endures and strives when it is time to rest, and headstrong. So any of those energies right now is maybe being put to a test. And I'm not saying that everybody has those full in swing now. Maybe, we all have that kind of coming in and out at times. But if you've got more of that than less than that, the universe is going to be trying to get rid of that. We're trying, as a masculine energy, trying to get to this area. Strong, protective, worships the divine, or worships the feminine energy. Supportive, present, active, proactive, abundant, powerful, provider, confident, physical, energized, passionate, heroic, courageous, able to be supported by the feminine, able to surrender to and be held by the feminine, able to love unconditionally, in touch with feelings but doesn't let them control him, empowered, not threatened. Take that for however that resonates. I did not write that. That came from a book that I read that I really liked called, Rise, Sister, Rise. And there's a whole section in there about unbalanced feminine and balanced feminine. But right now we're talking about the masculine energy. And the funny thing is I'm going through all my cards trying to figure out, because when I do these random videos, I like to pull different decks than I normally use. And I have I think it's a sacred geometry guidebook. And so I'm flipping through the cards to decide which cards. And the first, I pull the I pull out this, and it's the Divine Masculine. The frequency of Divine Masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. So that was the first card that came out, which totally resonated with this was what this whole card pull was supposed to be about. So I'm fumbling through, trying to, again, that's the first card, looking through to see, do I want to use these cards in the card pull? And the second card that comes flying out is the Divine Feminine. And it's the frequency of Divine Feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side, allowing it to express itself openly and helping us to connect to our intrinsic understanding of our connection to all of creation. So I'm not going to use the whole deck. I just wanted to read those because I thought that was interesting, because this is about Divine Masculine energy and how it plays in to the distress that is happening, and I'm going to say within the collective right now, because I feel like, I mean, I have way more female friends than I have male friends, so I haven't talked to a lot of male friends about what's going on with them, other than one message I had with my Divine Masculine this week, and I could tell by the message that came through, he was not in a good place. The message was flat. I could feel the energy coming through the phone. Something was off. So, and then it just got kind of proved by everything else that I've been reading, watching, talking to, whatever. So, let me take a look at, you know what? This is the first thing. So these are Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards. I want to see, let me think, what question do I want to ask? What is off balance with the masculine energy this week, or currently, or coming up? What is off balance that is really throwing a wrench into the Divine Masculine world? What's got them all, I hear all a flutter. What's got them all freaked out? What's got them, okay, those two are coming out. What's got them all in a tizzy? What has them freaking out, having a meltdown, whatever word you want to call it? Going in their cave, feeling like they're caged in. What is going on with the masculine energy right now that has set them off? You know, whatever, you know, insert whatever word you want to have there. Gratitude, and I feel like that is, let me think about that. That's crown chakra energy, gratitude, and maybe at this point in time, they're being a little ungrateful about what they do have, and it feels like maybe more of the focus is, oh, woe is me, and what is wrong, and maybe they need to be spending a little bit more time thanking the universe for what they have. And I've said this in other videos, the universe isn't going to give you what you want if you're not grateful for what you already have. So if you are spending more time complaining about everything and less time about being grateful for what you do have, that's kind of energy that the universe is like, I'm not sure what you're wanting from me. You're bitching about this, but you're telling me you want this, so I'm giving you both of it because I'm not sure which one you want more of. Okay, that sounds right. Destiny is perhaps playing out in your life right now. And sometimes that's a little bit of a struggle. It's like if you signed up for something before you came down here and the universe is like, you know, this is going to happen regardless of whether you want it to or not, and it's a domino effect, that could be part of what's going on right now, is destiny is in the middle of playing out, and your ego is not in agreement with what you maybe. I feel like ego is more like earth-based, 3D-based, and destiny is more spiritually based. And so the spiritual aspect of what you came down here to learn, do, whatever, is maybe in the middle of playing out, and your ego is going, but I don't want that to happen. But that's not my plan. But, the universe doesn't give a rat's ass, to be honest. If you signed up to have something play out a certain way, it's probably going to play out that way. And the harder and more that you try to control how things play out, the more the universe is probably going to continue to throw up things. And if you find yourself saying, this is happening, but I want this to be happening, think about that. I mean, really, really think about how many times a day you find yourself saying, this is happening, but this is what I'd rather be happening. Pay attention to that, because that's the universe going, we're trying to get you to go this way, but you're trying to go that way. Enlightenment, that is probably going on too, and that probably has to do with like the intuition. I feel like that's the intuition inside of you that you might be ignoring, because for years and years and years, masculines were very good at ignoring their intuition, and that's what's gotten them in trouble a lot. By not paying attention to that little inner voice. So again, that kind of goes along with the destiny. It's kind of like the universe is going, we need you to go this way because this is part of your life's path. And you're going, I don't want to follow that. I want to go this way. Probably the reason you want to go that way is because it feeds your ego. And that's one of the things that the universe is trying to break down, is your ego. So I feel like, and like I said, when I was laying in bed crying on Monday night, I was having an ego death, apparently, because that was exactly, and it wasn't like I was even trying to think. I kept going, what is wrong? What is wrong? It was like I could feel these emotions coming out, and all of a sudden I hear that phrase ego death, and that really, really resonated with me. And I was kind of like, fuck, man. Because I was having this conversation, it's like, I think I'm going this way. And I like certain things about my YouTube channel. It's like I get an ego boost when people send me nice things about what I've done. And when my number count is really high. And when this happens and when this happens, that was boosting my ego. And all of a sudden it felt like the universe was like going, you know what? You're getting a little bit too caught up in the numbers. And we don't like that. Your job, my job, is to heal people and help other people heal, and to raise the vibrations of the earth. So some of my ideas that I may do may not necessarily cause me to have big, big numbers. And I was having an issue with that. It's like, but I like that part of it. I like the ego boost that I get. And then it was like, I felt like I was hearing my guides or whatever going, yeah, but that's not really your job, is to have your ego boosted all the time. Part of your job as a light worker or a way shower is to raise the vibrations and to help people when they're down. And it doesn't matter whether you get big numbers or not. If I only help 5 people, then I'm doing my job. I don't need to have 1,000 people like my videos. And I was like, oh, I like that, so I think that's where that ego death was coming in. So I feel like that's what's going on with the masculine energy this week, is you've got these big plans that you want to do because it's going to make you feel good in an egoic way. But it might not necessarily be what your plan for raising the vibrations of the earth is, or for helping heal other people. So you need to really ask yourself about that. Is your plan helping raise the vibrations of the earth and helping other people heal? Or is the plan that you have going on all about making yourself and your ego feel better and whatever? So, and one of the reasons I came to this conclusion was because I was like, I feel like I need to take things up a notch. So I was looking at some other YouTube channels that have like 100,000 subscribers and what they do. And I look at what they do every day and I'm like, oh my God, I would be so fucking bored out of my mind if I did tarot readings 3 times a month, and the air signs and fire signs and this and that and the other. Yeah, I would get a lot of subscribers and I would probably get a lot more video hits, but that did not feel like it resonated with me. That is not what my job is. So that's when I was like, okay, so I guess I'm being taken. I was like, I feel like I'm being taken a different direction. There's some growth going on. That's funny because my female Aries friend yesterday, who I'm kind of doing this video for because I was like, I know she's struggling right now, and you know who I'm talking about. I know a lot of Aries people are struggling right now because I have a lot of Aries friends, and I just told her yesterday, I said, I feel like you are having growth pains right now. And their growth card come out. So that verifies what I said yesterday. So what else is going on with them? Bittersweet. That would be, let me think, that's the third eye. Let me look at this card and see how I think this is. Bittersweet. How's that? Let me read that. I feel like I need to read that. The legend. We celebrate in the midst of grief. The celebration has been planned for the birthday child. We cannot tell, this is very small and hard to see. We cannot tell the child that our hearts are not joyous. If merriment rules in our home this day, so does sorrow that a child cannot see. God bless you, departed friend. God bless you, birthday child. The passing of all things is inevitable. Whatever is happening may require release. This card could also represent unexpected news. Keywords: poignancy, release, and maturity. That also goes along with kind of the conversation we had yesterday with my female Aries friend about release. So let's see what else. Well, I'm going to get one more of these and see what the universe says you guys are releasing right at the moment. Quest. Okay, so you were on one quest, and the universe is like, you're on the wrong, I feel like the universe is like, you're going down the wrong road. You're traveling down the wrong road. And what you think you are heading toward is us going, no, 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 that's not where we want you to go. That's why things are not happening and flowing the way they are supposed to be, because you feel like you're going this way, and the universe is like, no, we want you to go this way. And we want the word, I feel like I'm hearing the word loosey-goosey. They want you to be a little more loosey-goosey and not so rigid in. And that's where the feminine energy comes in, is we are more receptive of just kind of letting things kind of roll, and this is what the divine wants me to do today. And masculine energy, I feel, is like they are doers. So they got to have a plan. They're doing. And that is very strong masculine energy. And feminine energy is more about like, well, let's just see what the divine wants me to go to the grocery store today. And I'm going to run into somebody at the grocery store that needs to hear what I have to say. Or I'm happen to be free because somebody needs to talk to me today, and I'm going to help somebody that way. So it's kind of like less of a plan. Masculines need to have less of a plan and be more open to the changing, shifting, like we're taking you here, and like flowing with the river is the feeling that I am getting that they want you to know right now. All right, let me look at some more cards here. I'm going to do my block cards. I always feel safe with these, even though I use these in all of my regular things. So what is... We just did what is the divine masculine releasing right now, but let's see what is blocking you from releasing, or what are you holding on to? What are you holding on to that's making this release more difficult than it should be? What are you holding on to for dear life that if you would just let go of, you would have an easier go of this? What do you need to let go of? What blocks do you need to let go of? Okay, there's two. First one is regret. Regret of things that you've done in the past. Maybe that's part of what you're purging right now is regret. And maybe that's part of, it's like, I want to do things better this time. I don't want to do things like I did it in the past. So you've got this plan and you think you're going to do things better, but I don't know. But whatever it is, you've got some regret about things that you've done in the past and you need to let go of that. You do what you do until you know better. And you are in the process of learning things, learning how to do things better. So stop thinking about things that you did in the past and focus on today. And I'm not even saying focus on the future. I'm saying focus on 24, 48 hours at a time. Because thinking about what's going to be going on in 6 months is going to cause you a lot of stress and disharmony. I feel like you have gotten all kinds of signs from the universe, but I feel like you're also questioning, is that a sign or am I just imagining things? And masculine energy is not really good about tapping into their intuition. So I'm going to remind you that meditation and tapping into your guides and letting them guide you instead of you trying to figure it out. I feel like that's what's going on. It's like, I know you guys are trying to figure it out, but instead of trying to make it happen and figure it out, let the energy flow towards you. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever. What else is blocking you right now from this forward movement and causing, if you could let go of some stuff, numbing. Some of you are numbing, still numbing. That's, you know what? I think that's a big masculine energy. Females do that too. That's always a, it's like things are not going my way, so I'm going to drink, smoke, watch too much TV, whatever. I mean, name your drug of choice. Numbing. Okay, so if you are numbing, it is because you are trying to squash down the messages, the feelings. So that tells me that there's some probably inner child work, some fear, abandonment issues. It's probably all got to do with some of those core wounds that you haven't dealt with. And that's probably some of the stuff that's coming up now. And there's a lot of that. I mean, everybody's got it. So, some have dealt with some of it. Some of it have not. I mean, there's probably a lot of people that haven't dealt with any of it. So it's coming at us from all directions. What else needs to happen or get released or is a block or whatever for the masculine energy right now that is probably causing them more grief than anything? Shadow work. They need to do their shadow work. I just said that. Shadow work is core wounds. You need to go in and dig out that infected splinter. You need to go in and look at the wound. That one's coming out. Self-worth issues. You need to go in and look at what happened when you were 8 years old that you have totally buried because you don't want to think about it. Whether it was sexual abuse, whether it was, one of your parents abandoned you, whether you lost a sibling, whether you were bullied in school, whatever the case is, there's something that is a black shadow inside of your soul that is just there eating your joy away. And I feel like that's, first of all, in order for us all to move to New Earth where we don't exist in fear and lack energy. We've got to get rid of all of that stuff that's inside of us, that's been programmed into us. It affects our self-worth. It makes us feel like we don't deserve that. Who told you that? Who told you you don't deserve to have happiness? Who told you that you don't deserve to have a happy ending? Who told you that? I didn't. You know, that's some old programming that you need to figure out why you think you don't deserve full-on happiness. Think about that. What else? What else? What else do they need to release and let go of? Whoa, there's a whole bunch. Purge. And I feel like that is kind of what is, that is purging. And I also feel like masculine energy feels that purging and crying is a female thing and only girls cry. If you're a man and you can't cry, it's really good to get that out of your system. So I don't know how, and I would be curious if there are men that are on here watching, or masculine. Yeah, I want the males, because I know females are pretty good at crying. We're usually in touch with our emotions. So I am curious, how do men purge? Or do they? I mean, I had a friend that I was talking to last year, and I said, when's the last time you cried? And he was like, he doesn't. He didn't. I mean, maybe he does now, but I'm like, I'm like, crying's really good. It makes you feel good. It gets stuff out of your system and doesn't eat you alive. I'm like, I highly recommend it if you don't do that. Barrier fell out. That makes me feel like you've still got, like, your hands out. Fear of getting hurt of some way. Probably some heart chakra that needs to be released. And fear of a fresh start. I feel like that is a fear of a fresh start. And the universe is trying to give you a fresh start. You don't know what that fresh start is going to look like, and you're very fearful because it wasn't, you know, it's not, it is kind of what you hoped for, but I think you're in your wildest dreams can't imagine that that's really what's going to happen. So it's like the universe is like, we're trying to give you this fresh start that you want to have, but you are resisting us. And it's like, you think this is your fresh start, and we're like, no, your fresh start is over here. Follow us, and we will show you how to have that fresh start that you so desire. But I feel like there is a major resistance there because you think you know what it is, but it's not coming the way it's not showing up the way you think it should. All right, let me think about this. What's the next question? We're 28 minutes. Let me think about this. What do I want to... Those are very female cards. I do not want to ask those. I'm getting called to these. These are some spirit animal cards. So let's just see. Let me think. What question do I want to ask? What can I ask that will help the masculine release and let go and move forward? And I feel like there's just a lot of fear of it's like, this was my plan. This, you know, okay, so this is what I feel like I'm hearing. I was doing things different than I used to. I am doing things different than I used to. So why is this still not working out? That is what I feel like I'm hearing the masculines screaming is, I am doing things different than I used to. I'm not doing it, you know, like I did in my 20s and 30s and 40s. I'm not doing it that way. So why are things still not working out in my favor? So why are things still not working out in your favor? I still feel like I want to use these cards. Why are things still not working out in your favor? Why are things still not working out in the masculine's energy's favor? What is it that they, you know, why? Can you help us? Help me figure out why things are still not working. I feel like I'm hearing that word destiny. I feel like I hear them say, we've got a plan for you. You need to relax. We have a plan for you. Quit trying to figure it out and just let it unfold is what I feel like I hear them saying, is just let it happen and quit trying to make it happen. Well, maybe these cards. Nothing's gonna, there. Do I want all of these? Well, 4 came out, so we'll read them. Starfish spirits, open to infinite possibility. That kind of goes right along with, you know, let the universe lead you instead of trying to make it happen. Time for a deep dive. Swan spirit. To me, that means it's time. It feels like the thing that is probably blocking you most is you do have some inner, you know, whatever, shadow work. I mean, it's already come out. Self-worth issues, shadow work. You're not going to be able to move forward until you go in and dig out that rotten, infected splinter of whatever it is that's inside of you. Until you get that out, you're not going to be able to move forward. You're going to continue getting resistance, because as long as you have some of that old stuff inside of you, you've still got some old programming that is infected. It's like an infected virus within your soul. You maybe don't know that it's there, but you've still got some old programming that is affecting the way that you do things. And you have got to go in and remove that infected virus out of your computer system, which is your soul. You may have run one virus program and removed a bunch of old programming, but you didn't get everything. So you need to go back in and run another virus program, is what I feel like. It's like you think you got it all, but you didn't. And until you go in and completely remove all of the old programming, you are going to continue having issues moving forward. Okay. Give with gratitude and grace. That came up, oh, the gratitude card. That came up with something that you're overlooking the positives in your life right now. And again, I feel like that's the universe is like going, we're not going to give you anything else until you show us that you're grateful for what you already have. Because I feel like there's an awful lot of complaining going on. And what you focus on, again, I'm going to bring in this law of attraction. What you focus on expands. What you focus on expands. So if you find yourself bitching and moaning about what's not working out, the universe doesn't know that you don't want more of that. They just hear you're vibrating at that energy, so they're like going, and the universe gives you what you vibrate at. So if you're vibrating at complaining and bitching and moaning about why is this not working out and this and that and the other, the universe is like, okay, well, apparently they like that because they're going, you know, they keep talking about it all the time. So let's keep giving them some more of that, because that's law of attraction. Wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. Sometimes life stings. Yeah. Well, I don't very much to say about that. You know, sometimes life is unfair, and sometimes things don't work out the way you want them to. And, you know, I don't know. Some people believe that there is an absolute reason for everything. And, you know, I suppose that's true. I don't know. You know, if I run into the corner of my kitchen cabinet, is there a reason for that? Maybe not. I don't know. Sometimes life stings. So I feel like I need one more of these cards. One more of this one is it. Take a leap of faith. So, and I think that faith comes in by pulling back your thinking from what am I going to do next week? What am I going to do in a month? Where am I going to be here? To take it 24 to 48 hours a day at a time. Because I feel like that's where a lot of your stress is coming in, is just take it one day at a time, get through one day at a time. Today, I'm going to focus on being happy. Today, I'm going to focus on not being stressed out. Today, I'm going to do whatever I can to bring my vibrations up. If I woke up in a bad mood, and the only thing that I can do is bring my vibrations up by going for a walk, or talking to a friend on the phone, or taking a bubble bath, or going to play basketball, or whatever it is that brings your vibrations up. If you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, the best thing that you can do for yourself is take a nap, bring your vibrations up, do whatever you have to do for that 24 hours at a time, and maybe the information that you are seeking is going to come into you. You know, sometimes I think that's why the universe slows your ass down, is because it's like we're trying to give you the information you want, but you're so busy doing, trying to figure shit out. It's like you can't see the forest for the trees. So sometimes I think the universe does sideline you so they can get their messages to you, because if you can't do anything, you know, if you get your foot broke, if you lose your driver's license, if you get majorly sick and waylaid and you cannot literally do anything but lay there in bed or take a nap and it comes through in a dream or whatever, sometimes I think the universe is like, listen, we have been sending you signs for freaking months and you are ignoring us. So this is what we're going to do. This is what happens. So they can get the messages through to you. Oh, Lord. Okay, let me see if there's anything else. We're at 36 minutes. So is there anything? Nope, I don't want those cards. Okay. Is there anything else that I feel like this last words of advice from the universe about slowing down, letting the information come, taking it 24, 48 hours a day at a time. And, you know, and it's even better to almost do 24 hours at a time. I'm like, I don't have plans for tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You know, it doesn't matter what's going to happen tomorrow. All I know is I know what I'm doing today. I know what I'm doing to help the universe today. That's all I know. Stillness is the key to success, which I just got through lecturing. Stillness is the key to success. Go take a nap. Go for a drive. That's one of the things that I will do a lot of times when I need to think. When I feel like my energy is like all over the place and I can't figure out what I'm doing, sometimes I will just get in the truck and I will drive, like 45 minutes north of here. The highway is really good. I'll drive up and drive back. And I can't be on my phone playing Candy Crush. I can't be watching TV. All I can be doing is listening to the radio and focusing on the road. And sometimes that allows spirit to get through the messages that need to come through so I can think. So do that. Stillness is the key to success. However you have to do that. If you can't meditate, if you don't know how to meditate and you're like, oh, I can't do that, then do something that will, I think painting for me years ago, before I even started meditating, I was painting my house and all I could really focus on was the painting. And that was a really good way for me to just it was like clear my thoughts and think and do whatever. And that was a good way for me to get messages from spirit. So there's got to be something out there that you can do that will quiet your body, that will quiet your mind, so the information that you are so desperately seeking can come through. Because I just know there's a lot of you guys struggling out there. I feel it. Like I said, I'm having it in my conversations with people over the weekend. If I went to bed crying on a Monday night and I was having a meltdown, something was going on, and then it kind of cleared up relatively fast. And then I felt like I was I bounced back relatively quick. So that makes me think it wasn't my energy necessarily, but it was the masculine energy that in me that was, having a tizzy fit. My presence is my power. So maybe your job is just to elevate other people some way, but you've got to get yourself elevated first. I can change my patterns when I change my mind about them. Let's get one or two. Let's see what else is going on. Woo! That one definitely wanted to come out. I let my intimate relationships be my greatest learning devices for spiritual growth and healing. I can definitely say that my last intimate relationship that's been ongoing off and on for the last 2 years was my greatest learning device for spiritual growth. I am a completely different person than I was from the time I met him. And I told him that, thank you for helping me become who I am, because without him, I would not have been where I am now. And I'm very, very grateful because I am way, 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 way more happier than I used to be. I have healed a lot of stuff, and it's all because of him and all the shit that we went through. So, Lord, it was painful, but it brought up all the crap. And it allowed me to go forward on my path of what I feel like my divine work is, which is helping you guys. There's one more. Okay. I love my food. My food loves me. So I love my food. My food doesn't always love me, but okay. I think that's it. Divine masculine energy. If you have any questions or comments or anything to say, I am open to hearing it. I hope you have a better week. I know you guys are struggling. I know you are frustrated. I know you are frustrated that you cannot move forward, but the only thing I can say is apparently there is still some old programming that you have yet to resolve. That just feels like that's what the main message is that came through is. There's still some old programming inside of you, even though you may have cleared 75% of it out, and you may be thinking differently than you used to. There is some majorly deep, old programming shit still deep down inside in your soul that you need to get up and out and get it out of your system before the universe, divine, spirit lets you move on. I mean, I feel like that's why you're at a standstill right now. It's kind of like, you know what? No, you're not going to be able to sustain this beautiful life that we have planned for you if you cannot get rid of all of the old shit out of your system. So listen to that. I mean, they're not going to move you forward until you go in and get it all out. So do whatever you have to do to get the self-worth issues corrected, the whatever, shadow work. They just said the whole shadow work. I'm like, I'm trying to go through and look, at the words that came out. Heart chakra, open your heart chakra, purging. You know what? You're not going to get to go on that fresh start. Regret for things that you did in the past. Forgiveness. I mean, forgiveness didn't come out, but I feel like that's probably forgive yourself. Forgive the other ones that did you wrong. I'm like, okay, I'm done lecturing. They're done lecturing. They're like, no, they are done lecturing. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. I shall see you on the other end. Later. Bye.